Coach, this has been a crazy year with multiple upsets and surprises throughout the season. What does it mean for you and your team to have made the top 8 and qualify for the national championship?
It has been a roller coaster of a season. A lot of great wins and some tough losses as well. So to be coming in at the top 8 for the national championship just goes to show their consistency, their ability to bounce back this season, and I'm really proud of them for that. I don't think we've hit our peak yet, so just hoping we can find that at the right point in the season.
What are you looking forward to the most with the move to Ocala and the World Equestrian Center?
It's just going to be a great experience. There's definitely some hard pieces about moving it out of Waco and not having it in our backyard and some different things we have to think about, but the facility is top notch. It's going to be a great experience for our horses and our student athletes, and so I think the change for the sport will just be good as a whole, and they'll get there and they'll get to have a really great experience riding in world-class facilities, and hopefully it will attract a whole new realm of spectators to our sport, and which can only help us at a national level.
What has your team done to prepare for competition in Ocala?
That's a great question. So postseason, we just start to practice more often, and that starts before the conference championship and continues through the national championship. And so our competitors will go from practicing usually 3 to 5 days a week to 5 to 6 days a week, and getting one day off each week. And so we've definitely increased that. Our jumping seat riders who compete in both the fences and the flat, they'll be doubling up in practices on some days. And so you just get to this point where you have more patterns, more tests to learn, and just more fine tuning to do, and just trying to spend as much time in the saddle as we possibly can.
What is your team most looking forward to during Nationals Week?
It's just a great experience as a whole. This will be great because it's in Ocala, a whole new facility, but taking horses, for them, they have a lot of pride in that. We get to do that at the Big 12 Championship and the National Championship. So taking animals down there, giving something for them to really be proud of, work on throughout the week, and then showcase their talents as well is great. We're also getting to travel a really large roster, so we're really excited about that and having a large portion of our team share in those experiences.
What have been some of the challenges of this season, and how has the team overcome those challenges to be at the national championship?
Yeah, we've had some really great wins, but we've also had some really tough losses, and some losses that were well within our reach. And so we've just focused on how to bounce back from those, how to recognize that with a few small adjustments and 1 or 2 events that we could have had some wins against some really top caliber teams. And so we're focusing on that. What can we do better to alleviate any of those room for error or those points to creep up and be taken by our opponents? And so I think our team's in a really good mindset. They've been able to come back from those and have some really big wins under their belt as well.
What have been some of the team's strengths this season, and how can they help you be successful at Nationals?
We've got a great work ethic, honestly, with our team, and we've got a lot of girls who have really had consistent seasons, and they may have had a loss here and there, but I think that we've had a couple of consistent riders in all 4 events, and I think that's really helping keep the team morale up and whatnot, and helping the girls who have had a few more losses here and there bounce back. Everyone's had really big highs and some lows as well, and so when you get those really big highs and there are those great scores, those great rides that make you feel really, really good, it just makes you want to work towards the next ones, so we're focusing on that.
You touched on it a little bit earlier, but how does preparation for Nationals differ from regular season competition?
Yeah, it's just really a lot more time in the saddle for all the riders who are preparing for the postseason. We're not practicing our entire roster at this point in the season, so we've trimmed down those numbers. That gives us more horses available to practice on, and the coaches more hours in the day to practice with our competitors. And so just more time for fine-tuning, working on all these patterns and tests, and just spending more time in the saddle to make sure we're really prepared.
Awesome. And then lastly, Coach, what are you expecting to see from your team as you begin competition on Thursday?
The expectations are high. I think we've been so close to beating some really high caliber teams, within a point of being Oklahoma State at the Big 12 Championship, and we've had some really big wins in there. And so I think all 4 of our events know that they're very capable of winning in their 4 events, and that's what we need the team to do to pull out a win in the first round. And so it's a lot of pressure, but it's good pressure, and they're very confident about their ability to go in and do well on Thursday.